Ladies and gentlemen, the Durham probe wanted testimony under oath during a trial. They didn't really care about sending an attorney to jail for 1 month or 2 months. Sure, it's a public relations, loss. It is a PR loss. No problem, no doubt. But the big picture has nothing to do with sending Michael Sussman to jail, because he wouldn't have gone to prison. He could have gone to prison for 5 years. But we're talking about a DC jury, a high-powered Democratic Party operative or attorney that was funneling information, derogatory information, false information into the Federal Bureau of Investigation to get them to investigate Trump. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, like the lie that he told James Baker, Comey's legal counsel, the director of the Bureau, his top attorney, James Baker, met with Sussman. Sussman texted him, "I'm coming on my own. I'm not going to visit you on behalf of a client." That was a lie. The text message was not allowed to be used as a prime factor or the main reason for Sussman to be charged. The meeting itself between James Baker, a top official at the Bureau, and Michael Sussman, an attorney paid by Clinton to funnel false information into the Bureau to get them to investigate Trump, that meeting was the determining factor. In that event, Baker stated, well, he's 100% certain that Sussman lied to him. Okay, nobody believed that, so they acquitted Sussman. Nobody believed that anyone at the Bureau was actually deceived. Everyone at the jury believed that people there wanted to investigate Trump. There you have a case for 18 U.S. Code 371. There was no evidence to investigate Trump. James Clapper told Chuck Todd, we don't have any direct evidence. If suspicion alone is enough to start special counsels and crossfire hurricane and that type of thing against your political rivals, then we'll just go back and forth, and there's enough suspicion with both Clintons, Hunter, Joe, pretty much every Democrat, for Republicans to investigate forever. You can't say that the DNC emails were national security when the DNC has nothing to do with the United States government. It's a political party. The Green Party, if it got hacked by another country, Democrats wouldn't care. They wouldn't care if the Republican National Committee emails were out there published by everybody. They wouldn't care at all. It wouldn't be national security. But somehow they linked Bernie Sanders being cheated to Trump defeating Clinton, and they did so with Clapper and Brennan. They did so with intelligence reports that are not evidence, cannot be used in a court of law. You cannot say that a high to moderate confidence assessment is the reason you're going to send somebody to prison. You need evidence. That's why Dianne Feinstein, James Clapper, what's his name? Adam Schiff, all of these people never stated they have direct evidence. It was always indirect. It was always circumstantial, but they didn't have evidence to charge or indict Trump. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new email for all my channels. It's contactgoodman88@gmail.com. The other one was a tiny bit different, but this new one is contactgoodman88@gmail.com. If you want to contact me, any business opportunities, or if you want sponsors for the channel, but whatever, anybody who wants to contact me for any reason, it's contactgoodman78@gmail.com. So, I'm sorry, contactgoodman88. 78 was the old one. Contactgoodman88, okay? Like Kirk Gibson hitting the home run in the World Series in 88. Okay, so contactgoodman88@gmail.com. New email. Hit subscribe to this channel, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe also to the Stock Market Crash channel and the Bitcoin Crash channel below. And that email is there on those channels also. on the about pages for those channels and this channel. So again, contact Goodman88@gmail.com. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. And ladies and gentlemen, he didn't care about a conviction of Sussman. He did to an extent, but what he's trying to do, because the House and the Senate are going to become Trump Republicans. So Harry Enton at CNN stated Republicans are in the best position for midterms in over 80 years. Republicans are up by 2 points on the generic ballot. And that's without media support, by the way. And that's with the very poor reality show we see in the House, or the, primetime attempt at blaming Trump without indicting him. So if you're going to blame Trump, go ahead and... See, the thing is, they keep talking about how Trump is the epicenter of corruption in the universe, then charge him with a crime. It would have been very easy to charge Clinton with a crime. Comey went to bat and covered it up. Said, well, we didn't know, there's no intent. Of course there was intent. Inherent in owning private servers is the intent to hide your information. That's why you would own a private server for 4 years. You couldn't even work at Microsoft or IBM or Target or Walmart or anywhere. You couldn't come and if you have an email address at a corporation anywhere in the world, you couldn't even install your own private servers, because they would say, okay, wait a second, you might give our competitors information about us, or you could just engage in illegal activity, and why would you need private servers? They would never allow that. That being said, we know that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Strzok, McCabe, Comey, we know that people looked the other way. So you could have indicted Clinton, but they chose not to because they were part of a political side. The most hilarious thing and the most pathetic thing is when Democrats and media convince themselves that they're apolitical and they're just, completely objective, and they're doing things for the Constitution and for your well-being. They only care about political power. That's why when Mashed Potato Brains Joe told Charlemagne the God, you are not who you are unless you vote for him, they get away with everything. Then they pontificate and preach Democrats about every societal topic. But if Trump said that, or any Republican said that, my God almighty. So Democrats get away with a great deal of, they get away with a lot. And they would never allow a Steele dossier to be purchased against Hunter. In fact, they won't even allow... They didn't allow anyone to actually look at his actual emails, like the emails he wrote. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Durham didn't really care about. You have to get it. You have to tell people, if you're talking about the Durham Probe Special Counsel, or if you're thinking about the Durham Probe Special Counsel, it wasn't about the conviction of Sussman. It really wasn't. It was about Mark Elias admitting that he spoke to Clinton about Fusion GPS. And Fusion GPS compiling a Steele dossier, and he almost certainly lied under oath, because it wasn't about fears of a libel case. They hired Fusion GPS to compile a Steele dossier, which was full of false, absurd allegations, so they can funnel that into the United States government to get government officials to investigate Trump. When media says that, it was a complete failure, the testimony itself they don't care about. When media and people who are interested in the Durham Probe Special Counsel say it's a complete failure, how do people not see that Robbie Mook stated for the first time ever that Clinton personally approved a plan to disseminate false information to media? Media was complicit. The Alpha Bank story, the Steele dossier, the Moscow hotel room with a certain type of fluids, let's say, that none of that happened. These are conspiratorial theories that were legitimized, that were justified by government and media, by the same people who then complain that Trump supporters, they believe nonsense. It's like all they've believed are either lies by omission or overt lies pertaining to Trump. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's contactgoodman88@gmail.com, my new email address for all three channels. Subscribe to all three channels, and please from here on out, remember, it was about the testimony, not the conviction. It was a testimony. You want more conviction, sure, but it's about the testimony. Give me your thoughts. It's for 18 U.S. Code 371. Far greater investigation than what we've seen thus far. Thank you.